The room is quiet, except for a clock clicking somewhere you cannot see. You sit on the edge of the bed, shoes still on, phone face down, breathing shallow. Nothing dramatic happened today, yet your body feels bruised by it. You replay conversations, missed pauses, small failures. The kind nobody remembers. The kind that leave marks without proof. They ache quietly, asking nothing, just space to exist tonight inside you. You tell yourself to be tougher, to let it go, to sleep. Everyone else seems fine carrying more. So why does this weigh so much? You stare at the ceiling and feel the old pressure rise, the familiar voice saying, "You should have healed already." You breathe through it, pretending strength is silence, pretending scars fade when ignored, even when they throb beneath calm smiles and practiced normal laughter daily. There are things you never talk about because they sound small aloud. Moments that taught your body to brace before joy. You learned to function, to perform, to nod and move on. But function is not the same as peace. Underneath, something tender keeps flinching, keeping score, remembering the exact places life pressed too hard. Not visible, not dramatic, but deeply personal and quietly exhausting in ways words avoid naming. Late nights make honesty easier. In the dim light, you admit how tired you are of holding yourself together. You touch your arm, your chest, as if checking for damage you can name. The scars you feel are not on skin. They live in pauses, reactions, the way you shrink before asking. They formed slowly, through endurance mistaken for resilience by others who never saw the cost you paid alone. At some point, the room grows still enough to hear your own breathing soften. You stop fighting the feeling and let it be there. Not fixing, not explaining, just noticing. In that quiet, something shifts. You sense you are not being measured tonight. Not evaluated, simply seen, without a checklist, without expectations. The weight pauses, surprised by gentleness it did not expect after so much inner noise and constant pressure. You do not hear a voice. There is no sudden clarity. Just a calm awareness, like someone sitting nearby without interrupting. The stillness feels attentive, patient. It does not ask you to explain or improve. It rests with the parts of you that ache, acknowledging the scars you learned to hide even from yourself. A presence that notices without naming, without rushing your process or demanding strength tonight from you. In that awareness, you recognize the feeling of being known, not exposed, not judged. Jesus meets you there, quietly, as you are. He does not point out failures or ask for bravery. He looks at the hidden places with understanding, seeing the scars no one notices, including the ones you minimized to survive. His presence feels steady, respectful, and deeply human in its care for your weary inner world tonight. He understands endurance that never received applause, the strength of continuing while wounded. With him, you do not have to defend your pain. The scars are not failures here. They are stories of survival, held gently. You feel no push to change, only permission to rest without pretending you are fine. In his nearness, tiredness is allowed to be honest without fixing, proving, or explaining anything at all to anyone. The night does not suddenly change. Your life remains complex, yet something inside loosens its grip. You are not alone with what hurt you. Jesus stays present with the unseen scars, honoring them without spotlight. The quiet becomes kinder. Breathing feels easier, not because everything healed, but because everything was allowed. To exist fully, without correction, without being rushed forward by expectations you could not meet tonight or yesterday either. You lie back and let the stillness hold you. The scars do not disappear, but they ache less when seen. Jesus remains, quiet and close, honoring your story without rewriting it. There is nothing to earn in this moment, only rest, only being known. And for tonight, that is enough. The night listens with you, and peace settles softly inside around the places long ignored and quietly carried within you. You notice how your body finally sinks into the mattress, as if it has been waiting for permission. Muscles unclench without instruction. Thoughts slow, not because they are solved, but because they are no longer chased. Jesus remains present in this easing, respecting the pace of your nervous system. He does not rush healing. He simply stays, letting your tired self feel safe enough to stop bracing at last tonight. You think about how often you minimized your pain so others would not feel uncomfortable, how you smiled through moments that deserved care. Those choices left marks inside, subtle but deep. Jesus sees those decisions clearly, without blame. He understands survival strategies formed quietly over years. In his presence, you are not asked why you endured. You are honored for having endured at all without spectacle or explanation tonight gently. The quiet continues, and you realize nothing is demanding your performance right now. You do not need to be inspirational or strong. You are allowed to be unfinished. Jesus sits with that truth, unbothered by your pauses. He knows growth often looks like stillness. In this space, your worth is not measured by progress, but by presence, shared quietly in the dark, where no expectations follow you anymore at all. You remember times you were told to move on faster, to be grateful instead of honest. Those moments taught you to hide pain behind productivity. Jesus does not ask that of you. He allows grief its full breath. He recognizes the scars created by being rushed past hurt. With him, slowness is not failure. It is respect for the weight your heart carried alone, without witnesses or protection before then. As the night deepens, you sense compassion settling where tension lived. It is not dramatic. It is steady. Jesus does not erase memory, but he softens how it sits inside you. The scars remain part of your story, yet they no longer define your entire shape. You feel room for breath, for gentler thoughts, for resting without rehearsing tomorrow's demands in your mind, while the present finally feels safe enough. You are aware that morning will come, responsibilities waiting as usual. But tonight is different. Tonight you are not carrying everything alone. Jesus acknowledges the effort it takes just to keep going. He does not downplay exhaustion. He validates it by staying close. This presence does not promise ease. It promises companionship through wait, without judgment or expectation, attached to your healing process, unfolding slowly in its own time now. You reflect on how long you believed being strong meant being untouched. Now you understand strength also means being seen. Jesus does not glorify suffering. He simply refuses to ignore it. The unseen scars are not embarrassing here. They are treated with care. In this recognition, something inside you softens, realizing you never had to disappear to be acceptable or prove worthiness through constant emotional silence anymore, tonight, here, now. The room feels warmer, though nothing changed externally. It is the warmth of understanding. Jesus holds space for your contradictions, your hope and hesitation together. He does not ask you to choose faith over feeling. Both are allowed. The scars are acknowledged without becoming an identity. You are more than what hurt you, even when healing is incomplete and ongoing, and still unfolding at a humane, gentle pace slowly tonight. You sense no ending being forced on this moment. Jesus is not in a hurry to leave. The night remains open, holding you gently. Your scars are not problems to solve. They are parts of you that learned endurance. Being seen like this feels unfamiliar, almost fragile, yet it is safe. You rest in being known without needing to be fixed or reshaped to meet external expectations again tonight here. As sleep approaches, you carry less than you did earlier, not because scars vanished, but because they were witnessed. Jesus stays present in that truth. Tomorrow can wait. For now, you are allowed to rest exactly as you are. The unseen scars are held with compassion. The night closes softly around you, and peace settles without demands, promises, or pressure, just quiet presence remaining steady through the dark, tonight, always.